The last lure I made, the submarine lure, which had a mid-body plank, it didn't work, but it was pretty good looking. It just didn't work. So in my quest to get myself a deep diving lure for the spring here, because we do have some fish that go very, very deep in this very deep lake this time of year, particularly some of the trout and salmon, which they do stock, so we do have some. I need a deep diving lure. So the standard lure with a long bill on the front to go deep is what I want. But it's too bad that my submarine lure didn't work. So let's make a crankbait. Not too deep in the belly here. The narrow tail. Weight it maybe here, kind of front of center, to give it a little more wobble. And eyelet. No, not an eyelet there, because we're going to have a very long, shallow bill with the eyelet coming out from there. Okay, that looks about right. I'm not making this huge because we just don't have huge fish in this lake for the most part. And even if we do have a bigger fish, they'll still bite on this, something this size. And I've got this fairly thick piece of cherry. Cherry's not a standard wood for a crankbait. It's a little denser than pine, not nearly as dense as maple, but it carves good, and it really doesn't matter. Once you get it encased in UV resin, it's all the same. This is cut to shape, but I think it's a bit thick. I don't really want something that thick, so I'm going to mark it, and then it sands pretty good, so I'm actually going to sand down the taper on this, and that should work all right. Let's get the taper from there to about there, and we will that will be the extent of the taper lines, and I think I will do the taper from here to there, so that will be the thickness. And now for you guys that use micrometers, I'm really a freehand sort of person, and it often works out. Of course, sometimes it doesn't. Really narrow tail. Okay. This shape. It's carving time. And again, my freehand carving is the way I like to do this. And you know, I usually say, well, sometimes it works good and sometimes it doesn't, but you know, I haven't had a time where it really hasn't worked out. There it is. I've cut the bill slot. It's very, very shallow, and the bill is going to be long. The shallower the bill, the deeper it will go, actually, and hopefully the smoother the action. So now it's time to make the bill, because I have to make the wire to go through the middle of the bill. It doesn't connect directly to the wood. And normally I would put a through wire in here that goes all the way through, but I think I'll just put some eyelets on this one to make it easier, and it'll be just fine. Moving on. So there's the bill. Pretty long, as you can see. Now I've got to make the eye loop right about here, about halfway, so that it goes down and goes through here. So it will be time to drill a hole. Right about there. Make a loop on the wire, pull the sides together, and then fold them up. And that way, hold on a second. When they get into the chuck, they hold better. Now this one is fairly long because I've got that long bill to go through before it goes into the crankbait. Here are the 3 eyelets. The long one will be going in the front. These are number 18 stainless steel wire, if anybody's interested, and also number 20, which is a little bigger, also works really good. I find that these are plenty strong for the size baits I make, and then when you twist them double, they're really strong. And I always turn the drill in reverse when I twist them so that I can screw them in correctly. There's really no correct, but you know, the righty, tighty, loosey, lefty, whatever, it goes in that direction. And as always, I need to drill the holes for this. Well, there's a dry fit of all the eye loops. They're not glued in yet. The bill's in here, along with the eye loop that goes down through here, and of course the center and the tail. Okay. Well, the epoxy is dry on the lure that's holding everything together. There's the bill. And now it's time to put a little bit of UV resin on here as a sealer. That's what I'm using as a sealer right now because the curing chamber dries in just a few minutes. And it seems to give a nice base coat, smooth out any irregularities in the lure. So. Now, time to put it in the curing chamber. Well, the UV resin to seal the bait is done, and it's time for the base coat of white. This is fluorescent yellow. Okay, we've got a little transparent blue and a mesh on here that I've never used before. I tried it out in a little piece of pipe. I think I'm going to like this, but I'm not sure. We'll know when we take this off. Of course, there's still more to be done. Oh, that is so different. I think I like it. Black. Eyes I made a while back. Red would look really good on here. So we've got red. Well, here it is. First time getting wet. Let's put her in right here. See what happens. Ooh, nice. I'm going to go faster and see if it dies. Oh, it dives. Great. Let's see here. reel it in fast to see if it goes down. It should with that bill. Oh yes, it's very deep. Huh, great. I could go slower here because it goes too deep to see. Nice. You'll notice also that when I cast, no thumb, DC, digitally controlled reel, into the wind, okay, this lure is a success.